This is Sherry at djsundry.blogspot.com, and today I have a really simple card that I wanted to make for you today. I recently had a friend who lost a family member and I wanted to send her a card, so I decided to make one very simple. Hopefully it'll be elegant, but it will express my feelings to her. So the first thing I pulled is a black sheet of cardstock. Now, I don't believe that death should always have to be black. I don't think sympathy cards always need to be black, but today I wanted to go with black. So I pulled a black sheet of cardstock, and it was an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and I cut it in half so that it's now 5.5 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall. So I've done that, and I've already prepped that. I will be using a few other things. I'm using the La Creme matte stack from Die Cuts with a View, and one of the things I really like about this matte stack, besides its elegance, is that a lot of the papers are flocked, and the paper that I chose as one of my papers, it looks kind of like an accent piece, but it's the page that I originally chose to use is this pattern right here on the bottom, and it is definitely flocked, but I thought it was very pretty. I'm also using, from Kandra Designs, I'll be using Sympathetic Stains. And then I've got some 3 Girl Jam antique white ribbon. So let's get started. Now I realize I forgot to pull out my stamp base and my ink. So I'm going to be using archival ink in black. And the one I think I'm going to use is Sending My Deepest Thoughts and Prayers, I think, is what I'm going to use today. And I'm just going to put that down on my base. And just make sure I get it lined up straight. Okay. So I've already cut my papers and I've already scored my card. So this is the main card, and this is the inside. Now this piece is also flocked. Now you'll notice that it does have some antique white. It's already got some natural shadowing around it, but it's also got this little hint of yellow in it. I originally was going to put a yellow flower on it, but I didn't care for the way that it was going together. And I wasn't even thinking about which base I pulled. And this one doesn't work with this big archival pad as well. So we'll just change bases or acrylic blocks. So I'm just inking that up with archival black really well. And I am going to put this probably up in this upper corner, trying to make sure that I've got it straight. There we go. Very crisp, clean image that the Kandra Design Stamps gives. I know she's not currently making stamps. I haven't been to her store for a while, so I don't know if she still has some left. She was retiring all of her stamp sets, and so if you haven't ever tried them, it would be great to head over there and try them. So that's the inside of the card. So let's just finish that up quickly, and that'll be done. Now I cut this at 5 inches wide, 5.5 inches wide by 4 inches tall, because that is the dimension that will fit inside of a standard A2 size card. And because it's got that creamy white base on it, I'll be able to write my message to my friend. So there we go, just like that. So now let's move to the outside of the card. Now I have chosen a couple of papers from the stack. I didn't want just this flock paper, even though it's gorgeous. I wanted to have a little bit more contrast. So from the same stack, I chose this polka dot paper, and I stamped it at, or I cut it also at 5.25 by 4 inches, and this is just going to go on the bottom here, but I want to use my antique white ribbon here, so I am going to see about where I want that placed. It's about like that before I set it down. Now they'll be able, I'll have some give to it when I place the ribbon down, but you know, actually let's do it this way. Let's go ahead and put this down first. That'll give me a little better idea of where I want it to go. I haven't done a video in a while. I'm feeling a little scattered this morning. I apologize for that. And that'll just go. I want to leave just a bit of a border around it so you see that coming through. I wish you could feel this paper. It has such a beautiful, beautiful feel to it. It's just that gorgeous flocking that it's just beautiful. So let's cut off right about here. Now the antique linen or antique white 3-Girl Jam ribbon has just the tiniest hint of, well, it's antique, so it's got almost that yellowy, frayed or aged look to it, which is perfect for this card with all the yellow in it. And that's why I chose it. I didn't want to go too much and have black. I wanted a spot of something prettier than black. I mean, I love black, but I wanted to add a little bit of brightness to my card, so that's why I chose not to go with that. And because I'm tying it around the card, now isn't a good time to try to pull out the 3-Girl Jam Bow Maker. But if you haven't used the 3-Girl Jam Bow Maker before, you really should. I struggle making bows, and my bows turn out beautiful every time when I'm using the bow maker. It's just easy to use, and I have beautiful bows. But because I'm wrapping it around instead of just adding a bow with something, that's why it won't work this time. Now because I'm wrapping it around, I'm going to add a little bit of extra ATG so that that bulk doesn't take away from the card. So there we go, just like that. Now I'm going to untie my bow now that I have everything down and retie it. Now I have this pesky gnat running around here. I'm going to have to get something. I have gnats all over my house because of my house plants, and I need to get something in my house plants. I tried putting pennies in the tray underneath, and that just didn't work out so well. So I'm gonna have to get something to kill them. Okay, I think I am just going to leave it just at that. So thanks so much for stopping by today. Remember to take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.